G'day folks and welcome back. Thank you for joining me again this week. I'm actually back in Jomtien, not right down, I'm in between Soi 14 and Soi 15 I think it is, and I'm staying at the NG Hotel. This is another one. It come up and it's got a really high rating. I think it's rated at sort of 8.4. Quite a good price, under 1,000 baht. I've got room only. I'm on the 3rd floor. I've got superior room. So I think this one's definitely going to be quiet. Maybe there's actually a bit of construction noise going on, but I'm guessing that's going to finish quite soon. So it should be quite quiet tonight. There's no bars or traffic at all. We're about probably 150 yards or meters to the beach. I think if you just go down there and look in between the buildings, you can just about see the sea. So yeah, the location is probably quite quiet, and hopefully if I walk down, I should be able to pick a back bus up, which will take me back up to Soi 7 and things. The busier part of Jomtien, shall we say. So yeah, right, let's go and have a look at this one. So check-in, I arrived at 12:50 and my room is ready. Obviously normal check-in is 2 o'clock. No deposit on the room, and I was on the 3rd floor. My room is just here. Alright, let's have a look at this room. So we start off, you've got a very snazzy door. And then obviously your card slot, do not disturb, makeup room, and a couple of light switches. And then we have fire escape plan and controls for your air conditioning. And then over this side we've got a small hanging area, half dozen hangers, safe underneath. Then small fridge, well actually probably a medium sized fridge. Nothing in it. And kettle and cups, there's no teas or coffees or sugars or anything like that. You've got a couple of waters. And TV remote control, there's a couple of sockets there. Quite a large television, 40 inch. And then we've got a small sort of desk area and a chair. Or patio balcony, I should say, with one chair and an ashtray. Let's have a quick look outside. That's where we are. So it looks like a small sort of food court down there. Can just about see the beach through the trees. So we're probably 100 yards from the beach. And then we've got 2-seater settee, another sort of window with blackout windows anyway, so I'll also leave them drawn. Side table and telephone. Nice bit of towel art, which lotus flowers, I've not seen them before. They're pretty impressive. 6-foot bed. It's a split base, but yeah, it's actually 2 mattresses as well. So I think that's probably maybe 2 pushed together. And then no smoking in the room, 2,000 baht. Right, let's have a look at the bed while we're here. Oh, that's firm. Yeah, so it's a solid, I'd say it's probably a solid foam mattress, that. Yeah, that is definitely firm. There's no other way of saying it. A couple of pillows, move them out the way. I'll try again this side, but I'm guessing it's going to be exactly the same. Yep, it is good and firm. Pillows are quite soft though. Alright, so do a long shot from here. Right, I'll try the blackout test next. And if I could find a light switch, I would turn them on. Oh, here we go. Let's try that one. Wow, yeah, it is pitch dark in there. It really is. Yeah, you could easily sleep in here. I can't see a thing. There's the curtains. Right, let's have a look at the ensuite. So yeah, quite a large ensuite actually. So toilet hose and round above. That's at a bit of an angle. Then we've got hairdryer, sink. Again, there's no sort of cotton buds or anything like that I can see. And then, oh, we've got shower cream, shampoo and conditioner. A two-piece shower. Right, let's give the handheld one a go. Well, that certainly looks quite powerful. Oh, and that's kind of spraying everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, that's spraying everywhere. There's not actually a door. I think there should be a sliding door. But yeah, that's that is no more. Right. So there we go. Right, let's go and have a look at the rest of the hotel. This is a swimming pool. It's a very small swimming pool. 1.4 metres deep, but I wouldn't have said it's more than 4 metres, maybe. It also has Spider-Man on the wall for some reason. So my final thoughts on the NG hotel. I think this is another one of those hotels when it kept coming up on the booking site, and the pictures looked very impressive, and it was really highly rated. So I thought, yeah, I've got to give this one a go. And I would suggest perhaps the pictures are a few years old, shall we say. The room itself is okay, but there is a few things that are, not quite right in it. There's no door on the shower. It should have a sliding door, and the actual shower itself, the support rail moves, so it tends to spray water everywhere. So the bathroom floor seems to be continuously wet. The safety deposit box doesn't work, and I spoke to the receptionist, and she was like, "Oh, there's nothing I can do." So yeah, there's no safety to the deposit box. The hairdryer doesn't work. So there's a few sort of things like that really, but the room itself, I suppose, for the money, it's not too bad. It really isn't. Location wise, we're down sort of 14 and 15 in between the two, so we're quite a long way down Jomtien Beach, and the hotels tend to be a little bit cheaper down this way, so it's probably about right. Television package is brilliant. There was like movies, sports, BBC News, all sorts of things, and it was a lovely clear picture. Internet, I put the internet speeds up as normal. Internet worked all right. I think it was a bit slow yesterday afternoon, but in general it worked okay. The bed, unfortunately, the bed is super hard. It is a proper, very firm bed. There's no other way of saying it. It is firm. But the actual room, it's super quiet. There's no noise whatsoever, and when the curtains are shut, it's completely dark. I mean, my alarm woke me up this morning, and the room is just complete pitch darkness still, which is, you know, great. There's a 7-Eleven just at the end of the road, so literally 150 yards you get to the beach, and there's a 7-Eleven there as well, and you can pick up a back bus that takes you back up to the beach, which I did last night, and it's about 10 or 15 minutes, probably not even that. Check-in was, I arrived about 12:15. Yeah, and no problem with check-in at all. There's no deposit on the room. She let me in the room, which is always good to get in. So what did I pay for this one? Well, I've got a superior double room, room only, and it was 876 baht, which, bearing in mind we're high season, that's not too bad, I don't think, for, you know, and it is quite a pleasant room. It's got a couple of little things for me that, you know, aren't quite right, but in general, I'd say that's not a bad price, you know, for a hotel room of this standard. There only seems to be 2 parking spaces, and I've got one of them, so I was lucky. You could park on the road, I suppose, if you wanted to, because it's quite a quiet sort of soy, and I don't think it'd be a problem if you parked on the road. The swimming pool is very small. Yeah, again, the pictures make it look, I think, perhaps bigger than it is. 4-5 meters at a push, I'd say, and even that's being generous. It's a very small pool. And I found that the area around the pool and the pool toilets could have done with a little bit more cleaning, I think, as well. So there we go. I'll leave this one here. Let me know if you stayed here. Or let me know if you've stayed this part of town. I've stayed at a couple now down this way, and I'll leave this one here. I'll say thanks very much for watching, and bye for now. So there's a 7-Eleven just there, and this whole area is actually hotels. I actually stayed in the building on the left, which is I actually stayed at the Beach 09, which is just there. So I actually stayed at the Beach 09, or Beach Quarter 09, or whatever it's called, this grey building here. So yeah, it's a whole sort of complex, or whole area of just sort of hotels that I'm guessing popular with Thai more than sort of Westerners. Sea Dream. There's a lot of noise somewhere anyway. Oh, the Blue House, I've seen that advertised as well, and that's down there. Yeah, and the NG is just up here, so we're about sort of 100-150 yards from the beach. And so nice convenient 7-Eleven, and you can pick a back bus up, which will take you right up into Rumpole Market, which I'm going to do later on. And there we are. There's even a little food court or food shop right next door.